Well, hello, everybody. Happy Saturday, and welcome to the Prancing Pony Podcast Plays. It is good to have you all here. Just a bit of good news, bad news, you might say. I've been having some PC trouble the last couple of days. Actually, pretty much just all yesterday. It died. It crashed and it burned, and I couldn't get it booted up. And so I spent hours and hours last night and today trying to get it back up and running. Now, the good news is that I was able to get it back up and running. The bad news is because it was like 6 o'clock yesterday evening and I didn't have any idea whether I'd be able to get it up and running, I had to reach out to Corey and postpone his appearance on the show because I couldn't take the risk of him committing to something where we couldn't get my PC to work. So I'll actually see him in person before I see him back here on the stream because his schedule is pretty crazy with the series of one-day moots and such. So I'll be seeing him at SoCal Moot before he comes on here because I think that's next month. And so he's going to be back on in March. So we'll have him on in March and we'll do some LotRO then. In the meantime, I did get the PC up and running. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I mean, I tried a lot of different things. So it's a mystery, you know? It's crazy because I've been building gaming rigs. I was going to say 94, but that was when I switched from Commodore Amiga to a PC, but that was actually a store-bought PC. It was the only store-bought PC that I ever purchased. I bought that in 94 to go to graduate school, and when I built my own in 95 or 96 with the blazing fast Pentium 100, which you could probably count the clock cycles in your head out loud now. I've been building gaming rigs ever since, and built this one a little over a year ago, and it was just baffling to me. So I'll figure it out. But for the technically inclined, there's not enough. I don't even know what to say. So technically inclined, reach out to me if you really want to know. But yeah, it's up and running. So I was able to get it tested. It looks like it's working. So we will be able to play today, but I only got it working maybe an hour ago, maybe 45 minutes ago. So obviously by that point it was too late to ask Corey, hey, I know I told you let's cancel, but are you free? Yeah, it didn't feel right to even do that. So, Nate, it is actually two different machines. Yeah, I use a Mac. I use a MacBook Pro for the podcast and for the stream. That's what you're seeing here is the camera connected to my Mac, microphone connected to my Mac. Everything's, on the Mac. The PC is the one that I use just for gaming. But it's the one that I use to run through. The HDMI goes out from that computer to my Streamer X 4K capture mixer, and then that is what sends the signal. That's why I'm able to use the camera here and the game there, because of course Macs are not particularly good at gaming. I could get LotRO running, but it wouldn't look as good. So, yeah, I mean, at least it's not my my work computer. I mean, if it, that's one of those things where I have it backed up so many ways and so many times that if I had to just drop over to Apple and buy a computer and plug it in, it would be back to my work computer in just a few minutes. And then I'd figure out what to do with the old one. So, but the PC is just a gaming rig. So I'm not going to do that. It's also just physically more difficult to work with because, it's a full size ATX case. It's got, it's got a lot of stuff in it. I don't know. Actually, Adventures of Blink, you're probably not the only one. Well, you might be the only one who's asked about that on PPP Plays. You're not the only one who's asked for behind the scenes stuff on the podcast. So yeah. Kind of hard to do that. I'd have to figure out how to, I know. Well, no, I'll have to figure it out. I'll do some testing and see about doing that sometime. I think I can direct Restream to use my iPhone camera remotely because it is a Mac and Macs enable you to do that, to use your iPhone camera as a video source. And then I can show how things are set up. But in the meantime, it's working and that's what matters. So Um, yeah. Yeah, I've tried to figure out how to do a nice behind the scenes thing. It's a little tricky. I'd almost want to have uh, a person shooting me doing the setup. So, yeah, exactly. Katie would have to fly a drone, except I don't trust Katie to fly a drone anywhere near my head. I would have a haircut very quickly if that were the case. Um, but yeah, perhaps my other webcam, which is sitting over here right now, that's the one that I use for streams when I'm at the table. Might be able to set that up on a tripod and have that to show what I'm doing. It's not particularly that exciting. I mean, I basically just I use a big single monitor. I have a 38-inch monitor that I use for all the work that I use. And before you think, wow, it's like a TV in front of you, I'm blind. Okay, I need a 38-inch monitor. So I just toggle the input and it switches over to the PC. And I have a wireless keyboard and mouse from Logitech where I just change from device number 1 to device number 2. And that way I don't have a separate monitor, separate mouse, separate keyboard. And yeah, LotRO takes up that whole screen for me, which is why you see it, taking up as much space as possible in the stream. It's why I shrink the little tiny Alan in the corner. Yeah, it runs at, I think, 38, I don't know what resolution it is big. Yeah, actually I should be able to fly Yonatan out. I know how much I pay him for editing. I don't think I want to, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, 3840 by 1600 is the display resolution that I use on my 38-inch. All right, that's enough for the exciting technical stuff. Oh, that's a good question, Nate. Have I ever had the entire team in the same place? The answer is no. They're pretty spread out. It would be really hard to have everybody in the same place. I've got folks in New Zealand, Canada, Belgium, Netherlands, Belgium. Yeah, Belgium, Canada, and New Zealand, as well as all over the US. So probably never going to get all of them at the same time in the same place. That'd be a lot of fun, though. All right. Well, any Tolkien related questions, any comments, any exciting things going on in your Tolkien lives today before we get into the stream? And yeah, Kim, Phil, my website guru is from New Zealand. In fact, he was an extra in season 1 of Rings of Power. He was a Númenórean guard. And he will tell you all about it. Yeah, he escorted Anatar and Galadriel out of the court to get them to jail there. That is an accomplishment, Dan, especially if you didn't happen to sprain or break your ankle while you were doing it. How's that coming along? Surprised to tell me. You can't tell me now. Setting up a mic. Will I be spending time in the line of Elros this season? I will not. There's just not enough there. I referenced it a lot last season. I referenced it a lot during the episode on. So in the appendices, in Appendix A, there was a section on Numenor that was actually 2 episodes. We ended up doing 3 because we also connected it to the description of the island of Numenor from Unfinished Tales. So episodes 344 to 346 at the beginning of season 9 referenced it quite a bit. And I referenced it a little bit more during our time with Eldarion and Arendis. Um, but it's the vast majority of it is just a list of the kings. Um, Probably reference it again, certainly when we get to the Akadabeth, when we get to the Silmarillion a second time. So good question, though. Totally fair. It's really interesting. I do like how it was handled in The Downfall of Numenor by Brian Sibley, the way he incorporated that information, kind of using that timeline as a way to interject the stories and things and the data that we have. Stuck in a boot till the end of next month. Oh, well, I sure hope they don't have to do surgery for you. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on the game today. And do feel free. I know, isn't that? I agree, Dan. Unfinished Tales is a great book. Just nibble at it here and there. History of Middle Earth is even more like that. I mean, Unfinished Tales, at least when you're in a period of time, let's say you're in the first age stories and you're looking at the Narn and Tuor, you kind of want to read them, connected. But with History of Middle Earth, it's definitely just pick and choose what you're interested in. And for me, it's always been more interesting to spend time in the history of the Lord of the Rings, so those middle volumes, rather than like the history of the earliest Silmarillion stuff. The Book of Lost Tales 1 and 2. I love them, don't get me wrong, but where I want to spend my time is more about the development of the Lord of the Rings and in all the extra lore that we get in Morgoth's Ring and Peoples of Middle Earth. Oh, thank you, Talanda. The Book of Mizarbul page back there. This as well as the map are both from the Bodleian prints that they had available during the exhibition there. You could buy those lithographs. I think they're numbered. They're certainly not signed by Tolkien or anything. They're just lithographs. But I bought a set of those and framed them in very cheap frames. But I love having that Book of Mizarbul page. It's a really good one. Yeah, yeah. Fallen Numenor is great. It's I tell you what, piecing that all together the way Brian Sibley did is just quite an achievement. It well deserved, well deserved Tolkien Society Award for Book of the Year, whatever year that was that came out. Speaking of which, the Tolkien Society Awards are now open for nominations. So nominations are available for anybody, even if you're not a member of the society. Voting on the finalists is limited to members, but I always recommend that fans of the PPP join the Tolkien Society. And in fact, Katie, if you could throw up a link to the page for nominations, so you can nominate things like the best book that came out this year, which I'm going to tell you probably right now is The Tower and the Ruin, though there will be some stiff competition. Best art, so you can take a look at the new pieces that came out this year. Best online content, of course, there are lots of wonderful people there. Best essay, or I think it's best article. So you're looking there at long blog posts or essays that have been released. So do consider nominating. I wouldn't nominate the PPP plays; it's awfully small. But if you want to nominate the PPP, certainly I wouldn't complain about a third Tolkien Society Award on my shelf if that were the case. Or the TTT for that matter. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about that. I might not even be eligible. Who knows? But nominate anyway. But be sure you nominate in all the categories. Like, find an art piece that you really like that came out this last year in 25. Find an online article that you really enjoyed reading that was insightful and eye-opening, and definitely whatever book. I mean, it's going to be a tough call because I think Bavadium Fragments will be in there, and anytime a Tolkien book is in there for best book, it automatically wins. But in fairness, I feel like Tower of the Ruin, one of these days, I hope the Tolkien Society does a separate category for Tolkien books versus books about, books not by Tolkien, or just says those books aren't eligible because of course they're going to win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is no moot nomination, that's for sure. Yeah, I imagine that the multiple nominations is perfectly fine. I think they look at total nominations before shortlisting everything, as well as eligibility. Oh, fun. We have a PPP plays bingo because, we had a PPP live recording bingo that was causing people. Well, actually, we had a PPP drinking game. It was causing people to lose their livers, though. So we had to change it. That's fun, man. I can't wait. I'd do it myself, except of course then I could make sure I win. I could rig the game. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hop into the game. So I'm going to say goodbye to the chat, at least on the stream. We will still have it. I'll still see it. And then, of course, Katie will um, feed anything to me that I miss. So, all right. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to make this portion of my screen bigger. Yeah, I don't want to go full screen because then I wouldn't be able to see your chat. All right. Here comes the music. It's going to be loud, probably. Oh, it won't because I hadn't controlled the PC yet. There we go. Nice day. Nice. I love the outfit. Look at that drip, man. That's some styling. Oh, he's even got the white hand on him. That's a left hand, though. How weak is that? It's just a left hand. Sad. I like how the boots look like they're held together by duct tape. All right. Yeah, a live recording drinking game. That was a lot of fun for everybody else. I was actually, recording an episode, so couldn't take part. Maybe. I feel like, it's one of those things like he saves his right hand for the proper urukai. But then again, look, all of the emblems are the left hand. Well, or it's the right hand if it's facing you. But you look there, you can see it's the left hand. All right. So I'm supposed to talk to Morflak as opposed to Aflak or Baldgar. And I am over there. So why do I want to talk to? Does it say why I want to talk to one of them? Thok gave you some trouble. Doesn't Thok sound like the name of a guy who would give you trouble when you went to leave the black powder at the war machine? Now, you can either speak to Morflok about Thok as you threatened, or directly back to Baldgar. I'm going to talk to Morflok. Sure, why not? That sounds fun, right? I'm sorry, I have a 13-year-old son, so of course I'm going to say, look at that drip. No cap, fam. Such a charming place. I feel like this is one of those opportunities to buy low and sell high, right? Buy some property here in Isengard. And then when the Ents come, well, it's going to be flooded. So take some flood insurance just in case. But then when it's restored, you got yourself some nice property. Morflax stares at you for a long moment before speaking. Thok gave you some trouble. Doesn't he know you're one of mine? I'll have one of my boys take care of him. No one disrespects Morflack. And now we'll talk to Balgar in the dungeon. And I'm going to do this the easy way by porting directly to the downstairs. Because I'm lazy. If I could spend Mithril, I would. I noticed, though, in a very Isengard-y sort of way, you can't spend Mithril. to do the lazy thing. All right. So we're going to go and head over to the dungeons. Oh, hey, look, I get to shoot somebody. That always makes me feel happy. Nothing like one-shotting surly uruks. So we're going to come up here to a T-junction and hang a right. There we go. And we're going to go up to the dungeons. So my roll with Morflack reminds me of 2 are in captivity. We don't get a lot of 2 are as a captive. I'd love to hear more on that, Katie. I'm not sure. Uh-oh. I don't remember a warrior being there. Maybe there was one. Oh, that's because I'm going the wrong way. All right, Baldgar. You have done as I asked. Good. I hope setting that black powder aflame will be the distraction that we need to make good our escape. No sense in delaying this. It is time we were free of this place. Speak with me when you are ready. Of course I'm ready. I'm ready to get out. We'll only get one chance of this, but if we fail it, we can start the instance over.
No looking back. We will escape from Isengard, or we will die. But we will not stay here.
Here is what we need to do, Hilbern. The Keymaster is an Uruk-hai who carries a ring of keys that can open all these cell doors. He tends to come down into the dungeon several times a day, or what passes for a day here in the lightless reaches. Look for him somewhere in the dungeon and see if you can catch him unaware. He's likely to be down the other wing of the dungeons. Climb the slope and turn right when you can. Once you have the keys, come back here and release me. We can then open the door for Akka, and we will make our way to the surface. The Uruk-hai must have seen you walking about Isengard. They may believe you are bringing us to see Saruman by order of the wizard. They may let us pass. They may. Boy, that's a lot of... That's a... They may is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Find the Uruk-hai Keymaster and what? Knock him out? I mean, if they find the dead body of the Keymaster, it's going to be pretty obvious. There he is.
What are you doing down here? Fosh didn't tell me you had any business here today. I don't like the smell of you. Get out of here.
Oh, hold on. Can we please get him to fall into the trap? There we go. Because, you know, I'm a distance guy. I don't want to... There we go. All right. We need to, like, hide his body. This is not what I meant, Hilburn. Listen to me, men of Dunland. There is no friendship between our peoples. We have warred, and will war again. But today, we need each other. Today, we have a common foe. Akka knows a way out of the ring, but we will need your help to reach it. Will you help us?
Aye, we will count on it. Good. Now, Akka, it is time.
There is a gap in the wall between the buildings on the western side. Once the black powder does its work, you should be able to make it there in the confusion. But first, we need to get to the surface. It will not be easy with so many of us. We cannot all go together. It would attract too much attention.
Akka is right. Hilbern and he and I will go first. Count several score before following us. Then do so in groups of 2 or 3. Good luck to us all.
I don't think they're going to... I don't trust them. That might have been a mistake on my part to let them out. They're going to get spotted, and they'll be like, hey, they're trying to make a break for it. Oh, that orc's not here, which is good.
Okay. We do not want to attract attention, Hilbern. We should walk slowly from here. Let us go.
I don't remember how to walk not slowly. Do I remember how to do that? Anybody happen to remember what key I pressed to not run, to toggle off the run? I don't remember how to do that. So I'm doing this, which probably isn't the solution they're talking about. Insert, thank you. Yes, there it is. I knew there was a key, I just couldn't remember the toggle. Thank you, Katie, for forwarding that on. That was nice. All right. We're almost out. Now we just need to light the black powder Hilbern set up ahead of time, and we will all have the chaos we need to make it to the other side of the ring. And freedom. Now we just need a bit of black flame and a bit of flame, and we can set up the black powder for our distraction. Say farewell. Let me do it. Let me do it. Sorry, I forgot Akka's voice. All right, farewell, Akka. Both of you have homes beyond the ring, but this is my home. There is nowhere I want to go. I will light the powder. You are sure? I am ready for what comes, Hilbern. I will set the black powder aflame, and it will draw all of Isengard to this side of the ring. When that happens, the western side should be empty, and you will be able to slip through the gap in the ring wall. Farewell, Hilbern. May you live past tonight, and help put an end to my master's evil. Wait for my signal, and farewell. Oh, man, Akka. This way, Hilbern. Let us find a place to hide while we wait. Once we get out of here, I need to find Theodred, Prince of Rohan. All his attention was focused on the movements of the Dunlending clans. We had no idea things were this bad within Isengard. Where will you go? I will help you rescue your friends from the Falcon clan once I have given my message to Theodred. You have my word. I will help you save your Ranger friends from their captivity at the hands of the Falcon clan. I am sorry that we can do nothing for the Ranger that was sent here with you. Lothrandir, he was called. If Lothrandir lives still, Saruman has kept him very close. We cannot hope to gain entrance to Orthanc. What is taking Akka so long? I think something has happened. No.
There's been a commotion below, Hilbern. Some of the captives got loose. All of my boys ran to see what was going on, but I smelled a rat. And who should I see sneaking around this war machine? This old fool!
Hilbern, this changes nothing. Do you understand me? It changes nothing. Keep him busy.
You would be nothing without me, Hilbern. I gave you the run of Isengard. It was the fear of me that kept you from being thrown in the cells alongside these vermin. But now we will see. Oh, yes. We will see whose time it is to die. See how I repay treachery. Die, worm.
Ah, ha, ha, ha. And if you mean keep him busy, yeah, I can just kill him.
What? What is that noise?
From atop the pinnacle, I beheld a great fire and smoke. And when it cleared, my prized captives were gone. How is it you are still alive, more flock?
I carried you this far, but this is the end. Do not weep for me, my friend. It is enough to be free.
Baldgar's eyes flutter closed for the last time, and he dies a free man. You decide to return to Theodred's camp in the Gravenwood and see what has become of the Great Company during your captivity. Okay. Well, that stinks. But now I don't have to wear that armor anymore. That really stinks. First of all, can I just say that might be the coolest goat ever? I mean, he's dead, but... Oh, hello. Well, that was heart-wrenching. I wonder what happened to the Dunlendings that were going to make it out. I mean, we did create the distraction, so it's quite possible they made it. A rich deposit. Hey, you. Die. The black goat as a mount. No way. I mean, I would have imagined it more as a pet, but that's pretty cool. I love how the drop of fine clover honey, A, is as large as a rock, and B, advertises itself in the middle of the road. Do I trust a drop of clover honey that I find on the road? I do not. I do not, sir. I mean, sure, I could kill you, but you're not really in my way. You will come after me, so... And you, unfortunately, are standing near some metal that I want. Where are they? Oh, they're up there, huh? Can't get there from there. Oh, I see them over there. Oh. Hello, Hound. Who's a good dog? Well, this really has been awful.
You are alive.
We feared the worst. Few of your friends made it out of Talmethedris, and the tales of those who did are not encouraging. I do not think that the Falcon clan was with Saruman in the beginning. Rather, it seems the tide turned while you were traveling through Dunland. The news you brought Hlw Brennan, that Saruman's influence could be felt everywhere, may have been the information for which he was waiting. But pox on these Dunlandings. They cannot be trusted. Very few folk made it out of Talmethedris, but some did. The rare few Dunlandings who spoke against the Brennan's decision, and a handful of rangers. If we work together, we can repay Hlw Brennan for his treachery.
Not every member of the Falcon clan agreed with Hlw Brennan's decision.
Those that did not were slain or forced to flee. One of those who escaped is the woman Seren, and it is from her that I have learned much of what befell within Talmethedris. I had been working closely with your friend Saradan before you were captured, and he now burns with a desire to free what rangers still live, if any do. He is very wise, and it seems if there is any hope of rescue, he may be able to devise it. Speak with him on this account. You might also seek the advice of my trusted friend Holgawese. He excels in battle and has been a boon companion on this excursion into Gravenwood.
Many of our friends have fallen, and the rest are captives of Hlw Brennan.
You must tell me of your time in Isengard, Hilbern. Cannot have been pleasant, and you are often in my thoughts. I heard what happened within Talmethedris from Radanir. Sometime after you were secreted away to Isengard, he managed to escape the prison cave with poor Bragiar. The two of them fought their way into the center of Tur Morva, but then... Saradan sighs heavily, and he seems in that moment much older than his years. Bragiar did not make it. They cut him down in the road, and only Radanir escaped. He's gone back with some of Theodred's men to try and recover Bragiar's body, but they've not returned. Many of our friends have fallen, and the rest are still captives of Hlw Brennan. According to Radanir, Halberad and the sons of Elrond are still alive, but who can say for how long?
The honor of the Falcon, sold to Saruman. I cannot believe this.
2 away from a bingo, huh? I'll see what we can do, Nate. That's a lot of fun. I cannot believe this. How can this have happened? The old woman is quivering with anger and grief. The Brennan called the heads of households to him and declared we were at last ready to reap our reward. We had only to bend the knee to Saruman. But Hlw Brennan himself had said to us the Hebagluth would not be the tool of some wizard. He said it often and loudly, and we came to believe it. I have no love for these horse lords, and this strutting princeling least of all. But what can be said? The honor of the Falcon clan sold to Saruman. Wolf sought his enemies in open battle. He was no wizard's hireling. My boy Anirin has not returned yet from the lands of the Algraig, but his beloved spoke out against this treachery and is still a prisoner. What will I say to him if she dies?
I would take 10 Rohirrim on horseback over 1,000 Dunlanding wild men. We crossed the Ford of Eisen in secret to learn what the men of Dunland were up to, but it is worse than we suspected. I think it surprised the leader of the Falcon clan as well. It seems to me he was biding his time until the victory of one side seemed assured. Then he needed to simply throw his lot in with the side likely to come out the victor. Let us hope that he is mistaken, Hilbern. I think he is undervaluing the prowess of the men of Rohan. I would take 10 Rohirrim on horseback over 1,000 Dunlanding wildmen. I have spoken with your friend Saradan, and it sounds like these rangers are the same.
The more of them we free now, the fewer thousands of Dunlendings I need concern myself with. Ha!
The enemy has a strong
There is no sense in delaying this any further. Sorry. Your friends are held captive by our shared enemy. This enemy has a strong defensive position, but we have this advantage. We know where he is. Once the Falcon clan leaves Talmethedris, that advantage dissipates. We must deal with them here before they leave that valley. Once the Falcon clan leaves the valley, my men and I must retreat to hold the fort. The defense of Rohan is my main object. Until that time, I will help you free your friends.
I sent some of my men into Talmethedris
To establish a camp. We should go to join them. Pass into Talmethedris and follow the road as it approaches the lake. From this camp, we can scout the area and make a plan for rescuing the Rangers. Some of your people should already be at this camp, such as the fire in their hearts. Let all who wish to join them do so. All right. I should at least take the stable to the Talmethedris gate.
Your aid is welcome,
And I can't.
friend.
That's so lame. I have to go to Galtrev to then go to the Talmethedris gate. Thank you, Nate. When all of a sudden I go from in character to who's this dorky guy? All right, stable master, take me to
As long as you do not trouble
Talmethedris gate. I know, Theodred. I mean, those of us who've read the story, we all know what's happening to Theodred. And it certainly tells us about when we are in the story. Yeah. Story of the Battle of the Fords of Isen, or the Battles of the Fords of Isen. It's a pretty amazing story. If you've not read that in Unfinished Tales, you should. It's been so long since I've seen the regular version versus the extended edition of the films. I know with the extended edition, we got the discovery of his body, right? But we still had his funeral, right? I mean, Eowyn singing and all that. Tell me that's not just the extended. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm just, having to harvest the world of all its resources, especially the rich deposits, because I've got to get him up there, right? So he needs birch and Kalinard hides, like he's got, and birch logs, so that he can master that tier. And on the prospector tier, he needs a ton of Kalinard skarn. So I'm always having to get the skarn deposits. We make it to a city, we'll sit and chat about things while I'm crafting, so that we can get that up while we're catching up on things. All right, Theodred.
from this forward encampment.
We will mount our attack on the city of traitors, but not yet. We must first take action to scout the area and learn the extent of the Falcon clan's defenses. Speak with our allies and help them with their aims. It will all be of use when we make our attack. Okay, so they're going to each have individual quests. Saren wants me to collect provisions. Agawiz wants me to find 2 scouts along the water. He wants me to defeat warriors.
Fortified the village are deadlier than most.
Why can I not? There we go. And he wants me to find the body. All right, so if we look at the map, we can see that the Rapper quest is the one that I'm standing at, so we can disable that. Provisions for war, those are the provisions that Siren wants me to find. Never reported back. I'm going to go there first. That's where the scouts are. And then Talons of the Falcon, we need to kill 12 warriors. And Fallen Ranger, we need to go get his body, or at least indicate where it is. Oh, I realize now, provisions for war. Oh, there's a ring on it too. Interesting. There must be a fixed location for one of them. All right. There we go. I learned to go to Goucher and then stable is. Yep. A lot of times just go to the hub really does it, right? Go to the hub in that region. Gets you where you need to go. So let's set that as a focus because one of them's up there. Oh, I see. One of them's on the coast to the northeast too. Ooh, vengeful toads. That tells me they'll probably they'll immediately aggro, so I might as well just kill them. Oh, look at all the metal. Look at all the scarn I get to grab a hold of. Drawing swords together. Katie, when will you learn that drawing swords together just means getting out the pencil and drawing a sword? It's interesting that these are not the critters that occupied this place when we were here before. Oh no. Oh, it's not his corpse, it's just a corpse. Poor unfortunate soul. He's dead. So dead. All right. Kalinard Skarn. All right, never reported back. Good to see you, my friend. My leg. I was able to break the trap with a heavy stone, but I cannot yet walk on my leg.
Take this heavy stone and use it to break some of these traps.
Wow. The Falcon clan has taken the jaws of these creatures to make traps and hidden them in the undergrowth. Take this stone. Try to get close, but don't get too close. Well, that's going to be interesting. So there are random traps around here. They're not going to be too hard to find. Yeah, see, look at this. The different critters than before. Because remember, the Avanks were also not automatically hostile, but now they are. So I'm going to have to actually work to get this done here. One space away, Dan. Do I need to digress? Wait, how am I? I don't want to get. I still don't understand. How did I? Okay, I did get too close to that other one. I didn't think that I did, but apparently I did. Oh, that's not a trap? That's just a scar deposit? Oh, no. All right, so I got to get close, but not... I see. There was one up here somewhere I saw. There it is. Maybe I can quietly not aggro that guy. And return the heavy stone to Dermond. That was weird. All the landscape bushes just disappeared for a moment. 2 away. Bingo!
On the province of lesser men.
A man of Rohan would not resort to such measures. Thank you for your help, Hilbern. I believe I will soon be able to walk on my injured leg. Yeah, none of these are worth me taking as... Okay, so he's done. Now we need to head over. We're going to get the other spy, and then we're going to go in and kill 12 guys while we grab 8 provisions, and we'll find his body while we're in there too. So we're still going to go to
Never reported back. Find Haristan. Oh, hey, we're lazy, so I'm going to do this.
Oh,
I'm glad to see you.
suffered cut from poisoned blade during the fighting.
Oh, poisoned.
I do
Collect
not
digestive
feel well.
roots.
So weak.
Is this a digestive root? No, but there's one. Okay, so I'm going to head back down the road a little bit. Oh, but before I do, hey, just so that you know what I'm going to do to you later, there you go. Frickin' traitors. Oh, it's a rich one. I was like, I'm not going to bother. Oh, wait, yeah, I am. It's a rich deposit. I'm actually going to go out of my way to go do this. So for those who don't know, the regular deposits will give you 1 to 3 of the ore. The rich deposits will give you 3 to 5 and also have a much higher chance of giving you whatever the shard is for that region. So like a mithril flake or whatever the rare crafting component is at a particular level. Digestive roots. Is this sort of like colonoscopy prep or something? Grind up the digestive roots at the grinding stone north of Haristan. Whoa, I got to go all the way up there, huh? It would be a beautiful valley if it didn't belong to these people. Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near what's his name once he starts taking this stuff. I mean, sorry, not sorry. It's just one of those terrible things, yeah. Yeah, when it comes to the scarred, I got to name that all to myself, no doubt. Yeah, we'll do some crafting at the end. I don't think we've really done that. I usually do that off screen just because it's kind of boring. But, you know, we could just do our chat stuff while I'm doing that. And now I have to take it back to Haristan, so I'm going to do that. Hey, Haristan, here you go.
You have returned, my friend.
Earrings. Well, maybe. That actually might be better than the Resolute Earring of Theodred. So, because I don't really care about the fate, and a little extra morale. I mean, 200 morale when I got 4,800 is not a big deal. And I get... Crit rating will drop from 210 to 126, but physical mastery goes up and agility goes up. So I'm going to do that. Make sure I don't replace the exquisite Great River Earring of Agility, though. Just the Resolute Earring of Theodred. All right. Now, what do we need to do? Find Bregir's body. Oh, that takes us straight into camp, which is great. So let's do that. And I can then start killing people and gathering provisions, too. Go, Theodred. All right, so I should be able to find the provisions fairly easily. Okay, no, that's a wooden chest that's got nothing to do with provisions. At least I don't think it'll get provisions out of it, right? No, I should say provisions, right? It'll say provisions. Yeah, that's just some stuff, some loot. All right, so if there's some provisions. Okay, so little stacks of stuff. Did I see the letter to LotRO players? I did not. I usually get like emails about that. I wonder why I didn't, but maybe I did. Tell me some of the updates. Oh, I've completed a deed. Enmity of the Wolves 2. That should get me some points, I think. Yeah, that'll get me 10 points. That's one of those long-lasting ones. Ooh, look at that. There's the development update. Collard Scarn. Kind of fair. Where are all the provisions, man? There's one. Wonder if that's the one that had the little ring. No. Hey, do you not see me over here? No? All right, that's fine. I'm over here. Wait, is he telling me that some of the provisions are in there? I'm not going in there. I mean, I'm in an area where I should be seeing them, right? Unless somebody can tell me that I have to go in there. I'll tell you what, let's look at that letter when we're done. That'll be a nice little thing to talk about what's coming up in LotRO by taking a look at that letter. So I'll pull that up in a web browser and share my screen so we can talk through some of the changes. Oh, now I have Hobbit silence. Good. The racial trait Hobbit silence. Oh, I have to get it, though. I have the skill, but now I have to equip the trait. Well, that should be easy. Because that's a racial trait. And now I should be able to do Hobbit silence. Boom. So now what I'll be able to do is play dead, basically. It's a great way to avoid it. If I know I'm about to die, it's a great way to avoid death. I do have to go in there? Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Oh, I should at least get some more loot. All right. There must still be some provisions in the highlighted area for it to still be highlighted. So I'm going to see if I can find them without going in there for now. I'll just make a loop around. If I haven't found them by then, I'll take care of it. Hop in. There's another set of provisions. 2 more sets. So then I'll only need 1 more after that. Though it might have been more convenient to gather them more quickly all in that area. Okay. Watch it now, though. Now it'll say there's only the 1, right? Nope. Okay. That means that there should be another one somewhere. Huh. There's another set of provisions. So we'll grab those and we'll beam on over. All right. We're going to bring those to Saren.
Let us see how well the Falcon clan wages its war without these goods.
We'll go to Rodanier.
Thank you. He is now at peace.
Oh, might as well. And then we're going to talk to Hogawiza about the scouts.
You found Deomund and Harrison. I am relieved they still live.
You have done well to defeat the warriors. Let us use...
Now I have to challenge 3 of them. Specifically. All right. All right, let's go find their 3 big tough guys. Mostun, Gainor, and Wundod. And yeah, we'll wrap up a little early, like maybe another 10, 15 minutes so we can go through that letter, do a little crafting. The Horn of Challenge. Well, let's take care of these guys first, just in case they all show up, you know. All right. Also, because I'm not stupid. Who challenges me? I will be the victor. Really? All right, come on, Mostun. I love how he just stands there. Defeated Mostun. That must have been a bug. All right. I hate having to put down so many good wolves, but, you know, it's not their fault they were trained by these guys. Freaking traitors. All right. Looks, though, like there's one right here. Ha ha. Thought you were going to ambush me. All right, we got another Horn of Challenge here, so let's take this one out. Do I want to remind? Oh, for when I'm leaving? Yeah, sure. Give me a reminder in about 10, 15 minutes. Let's set a trap here. Oh, the trap meant nothing. But that one did. All right. Where's Woundod? Oh, over to the left. Okay. I think might have to go down. Maybe not. Maybe just down here. Well, let's take you out. Okay, I think it's on the other side of that. So I got to go around and down to find Woundod. Challenge Woundod. Yeah, it's going to be down here somewhere. Okay. See if this time the trap will do me any good. Now, a master of combat. You cannot best me. Or I can just kind of one-shot you and be done. All right, let's go. Oh, the Horn of Chalice is supposed to the Horn of Challenge. Yeah. Totally see why you got confused there.
It is good you bested the champions.
Venturing into the prison caves will be dangerous enough. All right. Do we have time for this one instance? The attack on the prison caves? Do you think we do?
As ready as we will ever be.
.72 agility. Is that better than the one I got here? Yeah, it is. Okay, so I will definitely be wanting Dolan Gorbor when I'm done. All right, let's do it.
I am ready.
The traitorous Falcon
Let us
clan.
rescue your friends. We will rescue your friends, and we will have vengeance upon the Falcon clan. You have my word.
None of your friends have been imprisoned in the room of cells. Hugh Brennan must be keeping them further ahead, away from the entrance. My men have gone on ahead. Join them at each room of cells and fight for the freedom of your friends. I will scout around for sign of our enemies. So I'm supposed to find Heristan and Hogawes. Taste freedom once again, friends of my friend Hilbern. Well, that's nice. Okay, so now we go this way and find... Oh, wait, hold on. There's somebody this way, too. Heristan, okay. Let's help Heristan out. Oh, I can't set a trap, so I'm just going to have to wait. All right. Come on. We've come to free you, Rangers of the North. Are any of you? Yeah, they're just Rangers. They're nameless. Not nameless Rangers, but they're not named Rangers. It was good work, but I feared it was only a start. More of your friends are being held below. Let us go to them. I get to fight alongside Theodred. That's pretty cool. course, that'll make the inevitable all the more sucky. Die, Forgoyle. Another room of ranges. Let us give them their freedom, Hilbern. They took Halbarad and the sons of Elrond deeper into the cave. Thank you, Galadir. You have to go after them. Of course I will. Hilbern, you go on ahead. I will open on these cells and follow after you. Whoa, that's a big map. So where am I going? This way? LotRO does not do three-dimensionality on maps well at all. Halbarad! Penrod thought to bring us before Lou Brennan. He did not choose men strong enough for the task. I'm glad to see you, Hilbern. Let us go to Lou Brennan now, and on our own terms. Yeah! Yeah! Let's get him. Oh, that's a lot of freaking Dunlendings. You are full of surprises, Hilbern. I did not think you would cross my path again in this life. How is it you came to escape the clutches of Saruman? Lou Brennan smiles mockingly at your silence. You were a fool to return here. You may have freed some members of your company, but I have exacted my price from the Grey Company. You will not soon forget Lou Brennan and the Falcon clan, I think. How many of your number remain? 20? 30? Enough to see you pay for your treachery, Brennan. Not today, I think. You will leave this cave, and you will leave my village. Wherever you go, you will tell the tale of how Lou Brennan and the Falcons bested you. Run away, weak ones. You are beaten. These passages extend for miles into the mountains, and my people know them all. You cannot face us here, and you cannot pursue us. You can only retreat. You have lost. He is right, Hilbern. We cannot raise a hand against him in this position. They are too many, and we are too few. There may be another time, but this is not it. But they're coming across we could take them! We got Elro here in Eladan! We can do nothing more from here. We must lick our wounds, bury our dead, and wait for another time. But I swear it, before this war is over, the Falcon clan will taste our vengeance.
We emerged from the dark prison caves fewer, but with greater resolve. And with a new ally, Theodred, the Prince of Rohan. We are in his debt, and I will see that debt paid before we leave this land. I am grateful for the lives you have saved, and mourn the friends we have lost.
These have been dark days, both for my people and for Middle-earth. I am grateful for the lives that you have saved, and mourn the friends we have lost. Today we rest. Tomorrow we will go to the fords with Theodred. He has aided us. We will then aid him and pass into Rohan to search for Aragorn, my chieftain. It is a thing of wonder to me that you have seen within the ring of Isengard and escaped to speak of it. You bring word of the rise of Isengard, but do those tidings hold anything we can use to stop it? Is this notice enough for us to stop the designs of Saruman? I hope it is, Hilbern. I fear that it is not. We will speak again soon.
We have come to the crossroads, and sooner than I expected.
I want to help the Prince of Rohan, for without his aid and that of his doughty warriors, my men and I would still be captives of the Falcon clan. But we cannot abandon our journey. Our duty lies with Aragorn, and we must find him in Rohan, or die searching. We cannot stay to help Theodred with his battles. I want you to go with the prince, Hilbern. I want you to lend him your strength and your wisdom and your courage. You can travel south more swiftly than we can. Even hale and hearty, our diminished number would take some time to make ready, and we are wounded and tired. Make your farewells with my kin, Hilbern. I know they will want to say goodbye. Sarudan is there by the fire. He knows what I have in mind, though the others may not. Well, now that I'm at an on-level quest, I'm going to unequip the Stone of the Tortoise. I will put that in my inventory, though, so that I have it with me. Oh, man, that makes me sad.
Humberod told me his decision. I will not speak against it.
But I will miss you, Hilbern, and I wish you might still travel with us. I know Erebrandir feels the same way. He has not forgotten the farrier who crafted him a new shoe in Holland, nor the river hobbit who saved the farrier. You have a skill beyond strength of arms, or the reach of knowledge, Hilbern. You find friends wherever you tread, and where they cannot be found, you make them, with kindness and generosity. Halbarad does not realize how close he came to spending the rest of his days in the prison caves of Tur Morva, but I do. Consider this, my friend, and do not forget it. Prince Theodred was at this camp for days before he escaped from Isengard, and held counsel with me. But he did not move to rescue my kin until he spoke with you. Nay, do not console me. I am not ashamed. Your ability to rally people to your side is yours alone, and it is a power you must not forget. It has saved many lives already, and I know it will again. And I have to choose one or the other? I'm choosing the fine gray company tunic, thank you very much.
You do not need me to tell you these things.
You have seen within the ring of Isengard and escaped to tell the tale. You will be of great help to Prince Theodred, I do not doubt it. I saw Coronir down the path to the northwest not long ago. You should find him and bid him farewell. I'm going to try to get through the goodbyes before we wrap up.
You are leaving us now.
How can this be Halbarad's decision? Coronir stares at his feet for a short moment before he meets your gaze again. I suppose the Prince of Rohan has need of you. I cannot blame Halbarad for wanting you to help hold the fords of the Isen. I think your tale of the army Saruman is preparing within Isengard shook him deeply, and if that crossing is lost, then the kingdom of Rohan will surely follow. We have been through a great deal, Hilbern, have we not? It seemed we would stay within the musty library of Zudragund with Nar and Frithgar for the rest of our days, did it not? Even thinking now of climbing up to Nar's peak makes my legs ache. I want you to have these spare boots of mine, in memory of our time spent in that high place.
I am worried about Golodir.
I'm worried about Golodir, Hilbern. He endured much in the depths of Khan Doom, as you know, and he will never truly forgive himself for Lorniel's death. But this journey has done much to release some of his hurts. I think it is simply this. He has a purpose again. There is work to be done. And until we find Aragorn as we are sworn to do, it remains unfinished. But our captivity in the prison caves changed something within Golodir. There is a dangerous glimmer in his eye that I have not seen before. It worries me, Hilbern. I am afraid for him. We were speaking not long ago, just to the west, but my heart was troubled and I left him there. Will you seek him out and see if my worries are for naught? I hope they are. My mother always said I worried enough for the whole family, but the dangers through which we have come and to which we ride deserve even more worry than I can manage.
It may be Halberad's decision, but I would not leave even if he ordered me home again.
You are leaving us, Hilbern. It may be Halberad's decision, but I would not leave, even if he ordered me home again. He looks up at you, and you do see a hint of the hardness in his eyes that so upset Coronir. There are matters still left undone here. The cowards who slink in the caves beneath Talmethedris still live, Hilbern. They spoke to us as friends, gave us shelter, took the sweat from our brows, and repaid us with treachery. I will repay them in kind. My lost brethren and my lost friends demand this of me. Hlw Brenin? You jest, Hilbern. He is a fat man whose courage depends on 100 of his people at his back. I have faced the evil of Mordorith. He is gone, and I still live. Hlw Brenin is nothing compared to Mordorith.
I thought you would come with me
to take vengeance upon Hlw Brenin, but it seems your road lies elsewhere. I'm sorry you will not be there. I know you would gladly join me if urgent matters did not drive you elsewhere. Golodir does not seem to be listening to you. He gestures to the south in the direction of the Tree of Tribute. Kalinglad is over that way, if you wish to bid farewell to him. It feels like he has been staring at that tree for hours.
Right next to a white-hand warrior.
Are we anything more than the flickering of a candle in a gale to something so ancient?
How long do you think this tree has been growing here, Hilbern? It must be so old and have seen so much. Are we anything more than the flickering of a candle in the gale to something so ancient? Would it even notice if we left this place and never returned? Kalinglad looks weary, and his face is more lined than you remember. You are leaving us to aid Theodred. It is no surprise to me. I overheard Halberad and Saradan discussing courses of action, and it seemed likely. I wish our paths did not diverge, but it seems they must, Hilbern. We all have too many duties in this world.
I am sure Theodred will find a use for you
at the Ford of Isen. That is a crucial crossing, and it must be held against the forces of Saruman at any cost. We have seen the danger posed by the Dunlending clans, and the army of Uruks you beheld within Isengard sounds of considerable size. Neither of those forces must cross the River Isen. Kalinglad's bleak expression is lightened by a wry smile. You should say goodbye to Radenir. If you do not, we would never hear the end of it. He is east of here, I believe, on the path.
That is the way of it, is it not?
Sit with me a moment, Hilbern. I know you are leaving. The Theodred has need of you at the fords. That is the way of it, is it not? We go where we are needed. The Grey Company owes its freedom to you and to the Prince of Rohan, and this is how Halberad seeks to repay the debt to Theodred. Perhaps he thinks our debt to you is too deep to repay so easily. Radenir raises an eyebrow and subjects you to close scrutiny. Once this is all over, if such a thing is possible, you and I will meet at some tavern by your home, and I will buy you a supper, and you will buy me a drink, and we will remember this long journey and laugh at the cares we had. Do river hobbits enjoy reminiscing about the past as much as men do? I'm certain you must. He looks back at the Tree of Tribute and seems to decide something. I think Kalinglad is wrong. I think it's just a tree. Prestidir is up by the camp. He will want to say goodbye before you leave us.
Be well on the road, and give your courage to Theodred.
I heard it was time for you to leave us, Hilbern. Be well on the road, and give your courage to Theodred as you gave it to us. If you have the opportunity to rescue Lothrindir from the clutches of Saruman, I hope you will take it. It is not right for us to abandon him to the enemy. I know it does not look good for him, but there is always hope. You escaped from the pits of Isengard, and Lothrindir is made of stern stuff as well. I regret that we did not have the opportunity to speak more before this parting, my friend. Perhaps our paths will cross again in happier days.
Stay safe on the road.
Stay safe on the road, my friend. We will see each other again. Halberad wanted to see you once you had made your farewells. He's somewhere within the camp. You should return to him and prepare to depart.
It has been an honor to travel with you.
I'm not
The
one.
company owes you much and more.
I'm not one for long farewells, my friend. Know that you are one of us, with ties not of blood, but rather strengthened by blood, the blood of our foes. Our roads entwined this far and may do so again. But for now, it is the time of leave-taking. Hilbern, it has been an honor to travel with you. The Grey Company owes you much and more.
I understand Prince Theodred's men have
Established a camp in the Heathfells, far to the south at the fords of the River Isen. While the prince has been scouting in the Gravenwood, leadership of the camp fell to his second, a man named Grimbold. Travel south to this camp and tell Grimbold you have come to help. Ah, Grimbold and Elfhelm. We're going to meet them too. Ah, I can't wait. All right. Let's go ahead and travel there. Where is it? They're going to be down here, right? To the Gap of Rohan. Heathfells. Okay. So let's go to the Heathfells, but not by. Oh, we can't. We have to go manually. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's go real quickly. First, I want to make sure. Well, here's something I want to do. I want to replace my. Oh man, this happens every once in a while. It's a bug where you can't select your outfits anymore. I'm going to try something real quick. Bear with me. Just logging out and logging back in sometimes fixes that. Other times you have to exit the game, which I won't do. That was a rough set of goodbyes. There we go. Was it 2? Yeah. So I'm going to make sure that he's wearing the Grey Company tunic, the Grey Company boots. The Grey Company hood. Grey Company wrap, which I think is a shoulder piece. Nope. Yep. There we go. Fine Grey Company gauntlets. And the cloak of the Grey Company. It's just a nice gray cloak. All right. So now we have an outfit that is suitable, for when I feel like, honoring my friends in the Grey Company. All right. Now let me go ahead and for now, real quick, I'm going to drop not gear. I want to drop materials, right? Did I do crafting? There we go, crafting. So I want to put Calenhard hides, the chunks of the scarn, the logs of birchwood, the garnets I'll put in my, well, I don't need them. My jeweler doesn't need those. We got gazillions of them, but my scholar could use those. What's this? Morale potions tier 7. I'd rather not. It's not worth keeping those. Same with the power potions. I almost never have a need for power. So get rid of those. Okay, I'm going to sell those, but right now they're not. So let's see. Let's. Okay, a little boring inventory management. Consumed on use. That's mount speed. Let's go ahead and drop that in my consumables to be shared. Pinches of Westfold herbs will go into my crafting or my materials here. So I'm just going to drop that in for other characters that will need those things. And then
Some enhancement runes. Never a bad idea to always keep enhancing your stuff. Single target attack damage looks like a good choice for now. And then it looks like I might have some more. That's a tracery. What do we get? Upshot damage. I'll put that in my LI folder for now. All right. More runes. I thought I... Oh, okay. I got to do this. And more runes. Okay. So now I'm going to open my vault and put these cosmetic items in here. I'll eventually put them in a wardrobe so everybody can access them. He's my first character to finish this this thread. I want to keep the Seer's Orb. I almost got rid of that. That would have been a terrible thing to get rid of. Aha. Okay. So I want to put this in my housing item. That is just, it's only 6 silver. Just toss it. What's this? The Isengard prisoner gloves. I'll put that in cosmetics as well. And another tracery, which I'll just put in the legendaries. Okay. Now that we've done that, I'm going to go back into my vault. Oops, not vault, not shared storage, vault. And I want to go to my crafting tier because I need birch sapwood branches and logs of birchwood, and I need my Calenhard hides, and then the Calenhard scarn and the chunks of high-grade Calenhard. Okay, and we're going to go to a crafting location. Let's go to my house. How do I get to my house? That's kinship members' house. That's kinship members. That's my house. There's my premium house. Okay. Real quick, I'm just going to craft some stuff, and then we'll port over to Grimbold's camp and save the game. So, by the way, this is the house. I don't know if I've ever showed you this. This is the house that Halagrim bought. This is in the East Fold of Rohan. I should go ahead and open my crate and get some universal ingredients. But what I particularly like about this house, besides the cool Rohirric music and the horses, I mean, really, who doesn't want horses on their house, is the view. From the backyard of this house, there's Medjuseld. And there's Edoras. So that's why I bought the house where I did. I will definitely want to chat about the letter. I just want to get in there and craft and then port over. It won't take me very long to craft. If you are a VIP, you have a crafting speed. I don't know if it shows up on here. Oh, hold on, I just got a bunch of text up here. A whole bunch. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to comment on all of those because I can't. There's just too many of them. Told you the quest line is very much worth playing through. It's the quest line that you love best in the game. Prince not appearing in this film. That's true. Freka looking like Lou Brennan in War of the Rohirrim. Yeah, absolutely. All right. All right. So what we do here, and when you're going to craft, you just need to be near the thing that you need to craft. In the case of the metals, I need to be near a forge. In the case of the wood, I need to be near a workbench. So I stand here, I'll be able to do both, but not at the same time. So I just open up that tier. And first I'm going to go ahead and do the birch sapwood branches. This gives me some stuff that I can use for crit material. But more than that, it gives me experience. And then I'm going to make some birch boards. Now, I'm moving a lot faster than I remember when I was not VIP, or when I was not, it was always VIP, but the subscriber town services and the little jug that comes with it, when you activate that jug, it gives you this boost to speed, and it's super fast. Otherwise, it would take me like an hour to craft this stuff. Maybe not an hour, but a lot longer than 30 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to put those back in my vault, because later on I'll get some things to make the next level of boards. So I can go and get solid birch boards. That'll give me 8 experience each. And then I can take two of those solid ones and make a reinforced birch board. They get me 10 points each. And those just require a thing from the supplier, which I can turn around and get a supplier here if I want. But I'm just going to move on and do the leathers. I get 30 of those, 39 of those, I should say. Now, when I crit like that and you get that little ding, that gives me 3 brushed leathers instead of 1. Normally it takes 2 hides to make a single leather. In that case, it'll mean 2 hides get you 3 leathers. So it's a nice little bonus. Most important to read the Katie I Told You So's. Trust me, if I don't read them, I will be told so. In a good way. In a good way. But yeah, she's been telling me for a long time to do that storyline, and I've, always wanted to, just never got around to it. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing, but with so now you can see we went from like 500 to almost 900 in XP. So I still need about 400 more before I will have mastery of that tier. And then I can work more on the East Emnet stuff, which I won't even get to that material for a few more levels. Prospector, I'm still very much at the beginning of the Westfold tier. We'll start with the pure ore, which gives me the stuff that I need for critical success. Optional ingredient, so to speak. But again, you can see it flying up the XP proficiency. So when you get the bronze one, you get proficiency. When you get the gold one, you get mastery. And if I remember correctly, on these tiers, the reason why mastery, I think, gives you a higher chance of crit. But more than that, you can't go, like, for example, until I got mastery of Supreme, I wouldn't be able to work past proficiency on Westfold. So you have to get mastery on the tier before you can advance to work on mastery at the next level. And it always takes half the XP to get proficiency, and then obviously double that. So it takes me 680 experience points to get proficient, but then it'll take me 1,360 experience points to get mastery. And then, yeah, as soon as this is done, we'll port over to Grimbold so that we know where to start the next time. And then we'll read through that letter and talk about some of the things that might mean for the game. Pretty close to getting. I might see if, what do I need? I need lump of rich coal. I don't think I have any in my inventory. No, so I'll have to call but I'm pretty close, so I don't want to give up on that. So to get the medium grade ingots, I need 8 points each. I need a total of 60 points, basically, or 58 points. So I need 8 of those. So I just need 8 lumps of rich coal. So I'm going to call a supplier. She'll show up. Sometimes she stands on top of the horn. So come to my house and complain. I'm buying your stuff. Lump of rich coal. I'm going to buy. Let's buy 50 of those because I'm going to need them at some other point. And now I'm going to go ahead and make some medium grade ingots until I get proficiency. And you'll see what happens when I get proficiency. I'm going to do one more. So watch. So now I'll get proficiency. I become a proficient Westfold prospector, which now enables me to do East Emnet recipes. See, before I couldn't even access those. And it's the same thing, though, that I would only be able to get to proficiency at East Emnet. Even if I had stuff, I wouldn't be able to gain any XP towards mastery until I gain mastery of Westfold. So, all right, let me go ahead. Oh, it also gives me the ability to be called that. I can be called a Westfold prospector. All right, so let me go ahead and drop these things in my crafting vault. so that I will use for later to level up a little bit more. Actually, let me grab the actual finished ingots, because I have a different way of storing the ingots, because I have so many characters that need ingots, because metalsmiths need them, weaponsmiths need them, jewelers need them. I put all finished ingots in this crafting carryall. This is just ingots from of different tiers for my characters to utilize. So, all right. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and travel to Grimbold's camp. As a reminder where that was, we were in Galtrev and we'd gone up to Tomathedris, right? We'd done stuff up in here. That's where we released all the prisoner rangers. We said goodbye here in the Gravenwood, and now we need to go down this southern road to the Gap of Rohan, where we will encounter the Heathfells. And there's our guy. So we're gonna end up over there. I've discovered Grimbold's camp, but Grimbold's camp does not have a stable master or a he's got to. Yeah, he does. Down here. Okay. We want a stable master.
Greetings,
and we
friend of
want a
the
milestone. And I don't think we need to return to to the Rohirrim scout camp anytime soon. I love this place. So look at the detail. Before I even talk to Grimbold, look at those banners. Look at the detail in the the armor that these guys are wearing. This is fantastic. Grimbold of Grimslade. All right. We will talk to him. Well, we'll talk to him now just to say we're done. Book 5, Chapter 2.
David has come back to us from his study of the Dunlending clans.
And his news is worrying. He tells me you are the River Hobbit who escaped from Isengard and spoke of the army you saw being trained. We will need your help if we are to hold this crossing against Saruman, Hilbern. He commands both Dunlendings and Uruks, and we must keep all of them on this side of the river, out of Rohan. Familiarize yourself with the situation here, friend. Find the map table southeast of here in the camp to see where we plan the movements of our forces. I would also like you to speak with Trimbald on the road north of the camp to learn what he has seen there today. Speak also to Kinstan, Theodred's esquire, on the western bank of the Isen south of here. He has been running messages back and forth across the ford as needed. Once you have done these things, find Theodred somewhere in the camp. He is reacquainting himself with the situation here as well. And that is where we will start next time. Oh, he's got another quest for us. Find a friend near Nankuranir. All right. So we're going to go ahead and exit here. So farewell, Hilbert. We'll see you next time. And then I need to bring this over. Hold on a moment, please. All right. Now, what we want to do is go ahead. Can I sneak in one more? I told you so. All right. Let's go ahead and pull up that letter. Where will I find that real quick? That's going to be on LotRO, probably LotRO.com. Probably under news, letter to the players. There we go. All right. All right. Let me save the image and post that to the thing here. All right. So I'm going to also take a look at the letter itself and Katie posted a link if you want to take a look. What we've got for the early stuff, Q1, we've got an update called Folly of Kings. That's going to include a new raid. I don't really do any endgame raid stuff, but that'll be cool. Some quality of life updates they're not being more specific about. Fixing of bugs, additional missions and quests in one of the Umbar locations, as well as some spring festival enhancements. Then we get another update in Q2 with a quest pack and a new 6-player instance and an entirely new zone, plus the release of Rivendell housing. And along with the 19th anniversary update. That's exciting. Reading the rest of the letter says, though not specifically called out in the roadmap, there are other features and changes we are looking to address in 26. We are looking at expanding the work we began on kinships in 2025 to focus on kinship benefits beyond the calendar, ongoing performance improvements, continued class development, and returning the story direction back to the lands in the north. As with last year's letters to the players, we intend to release a new letter about every quarter outlining the status of the game and where the next updates will take us. Excited for the year to come and beyond. And of course, they want to thank us. That is fantastic. The release of Rivendell housing. Oh, that should be cool. All right, let's talk about that. Let's see. What am I most excited about in that? It's probably going to be the 19th anniversary update and the quest pack. I do love me some good housing, but I tend to be like super excited and then I get the house and then I never do anything with it. But yeah, to live in Rivendell, to have a home in Rivendell will be pretty darn cool. I'm looking forward to some crafting updates. I want to see another tier like we got when Umbar first released. A whole nother guild to gain rep in and to get special recipes for. So for me, I'm looking more forward to crafting updates, which I expect then will be Q3, unless it's quality of life update, which I doubt it. That actually, I wonder if the quality of life update is what I've been hearing rumors about, which is the change in the UI that will take some of these images that are the wrong aspect ratio, and we'll get that fixed. Yeah. Elrond, I wish I lived in Rivendell. Rivendell would be a nice place to live. I still think I'd rather live in the Shire. That's just my speed, Yeah. UI improvements would be nice. Additional missions are always good. Additional quests are a little more interesting for me. Missions are one-off things that you can do real quick. They're nice ways to boost XP if you're trying to, level up. But quests are more interesting because then you get more story. So exciting stuff. Really, yeah, that's what I heard, Pan. That that it's on live on Bull Roar and that it's significantly better. And that'll be a big help to me, obviously, running a big ultra wide. I mean, it's, I think the aspect ratio of mine is something like 21:9, 24:9. Certainly more than 16:9. So it's a super wide, right? Yeah, I think it's 21:9. I'd have to do some math. I'm blind. Please don't judge me. Actually, it's a little bit more than that. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm happy to trade monitors. Oh, ultra wide? Yeah, like a double wide. Oh, man. No, what's nice is that when I'm working on today's Tolkien Times, I can have on one half of my monitor, I can have Tolkien Gateway open and iBooks open, as well as the little roadmap spreadsheet to tell me what episode to work on next. While on the other side, I can just have my single document and still have it large enough that I can see things. I mean, I could do that on my laptop's 16-inch monitor, but then I wouldn't be able to read anything. So, yeah, just being old, that's all. This has been a fun one. I mean, I'm sorry, obviously, that it wasn't with Corey. I think it would have been a lot of fun to do stuff with Corey, and I'm looking forward to that. But we'll get together with him in March. And in the meantime, we've had some fun today. We got through the rest of the Great Company line, and it was just so much fun. Katie, thank you for encouraging me to get through that. Yeah. Oh, Tolkien Gateway. Dan, Tolkien Gateway is just fantastic. Really, really useful site. I like because it documents in footnotes where it's referencing things, right? Like if it makes a claim, then it tells you, we found this in this book, in this chapter on this page, and then you can go find it. And that way you can find the context and you can really be sure that it's right. So I don't ever quote from it for the TTT because that's taking somebody else's work. But I oftentimes will use the footnotes to help me find the material across multiple sources. And that's why I'll often have like 3 ebooks open in iBooks. Maybe I'll have Peoples of Middle-earth and The Lord of the Rings and Unfinished Tales, and I'm digging in through all 3. So a lot of fun. Thank you, folks, for joining me today. Had a wonderful time. It was a great element of the story. And now we're getting into something that's going to be heartbreaking because we know what happens at the battles of the Fords of Isen. Heck, we know what happens at the first battle of the Fords of Isen. So that's going to be heartbreaking. But we'll see you all Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. And then, just so you're aware, I will be traveling the following weekend. So there is no stream next Saturday, the 24th. But there will be one on Tuesday night. And I'll be back in time to do one the following Tuesday. So we're only going to miss the one. But I will be here 6 o'clock Pacific time, Tuesday, January 20th. We'll see you then. And thank you again so much for joining me today. Hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. Bye, everyone.